Funk is a force that tore the roof off the sucker that is modern music. The great George Clinton is the father of this funk mothership. There was something futuristic about Parliament Funkadelic, and that was only fitting since they played a huge role in creating the future of music.
If you really want to just hear pure funk, it's just George Clinton. I think that's the only place you really find it.
He's the groove man. You know, that's his contribution. So he's the raw. He's like, when you think funk, he is the raw.
Just a sample of musicians describing the impact George Clinton has had on the music world, and he joins us now with his new memoir, Brothas Be, Yo Like George, Ain't That Funkin Kinda Hard on You. How'd I do?
You did real good.
It's pretty crazy because that was almost the title of my last book. I don't know where to start here. The music is so incredible, but I gotta say, even if you're not a music fan, Mike Barnicle, the stories in here are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You said you once laundered close to $1 million in counterfeit bills. You were tripping on acid when you heard that Martin Luther King Jr. had been shot, and you lit a hotel room on fire while smoking crack naked. And that's just on the first page.
Is that true?
All of it.
Well, yeah, if your memory is good from that era, the 60s and 70s, it's true.
It's a pretty crazy time.
It's pretty true. Most of it, you can't remember most of that, but those things stuck.
If that's the part you remember, God help us with what you don't remember.
The rest of it.
Oh,
yeah.
But it was fun. I'm here, and I feel better. I changed my life. Wrote the book, told the stories. So I feel a lot better now. 4 years.
So why did you decide, at what point did you decide to write the book and talk about all the great music, but also all the crazy times?
I'm going to put it like this. On page 379, I'm going to tell you that story. Okay, it's about the copyrights for my heirs. I was messing up my inheritance from my heirs, the copyrights. People are stealing the music and fighting in courts, all the way to the Supreme Court. That made me change. I don't mind myself, you know, I messed up so I can pay for that. But when it comes to my kids and the family, I had to straighten it out.
So, George, you're saying that you got clean and sober to take care of the legacy of your music and to make sure that the financial protection of your kids, because people are ripping off your music.
Yeah, you can't do that on crack.
When you're messed up.
Yeah, you can't do that. Because that's the agenda is to be messed up.
So 4 years clean now?
4 years.
4 years clean?
You know, I'm not counting because I'm not going back, so I ain't even thinking about it.
One day at a time.
All forever.
Yeah.
I'm not going
that you're sure of.
I'm positive.
George, you ever...
It wasn't fun anyway.
You ever wonder what you might have done other than what you have done if you hadn't spent so much time being high, blasted on coke and crack and all that stuff?
I don't think so. I don't think that bothered me. You know, because that's in the past. I can't live there. I can't change it. So I don't even want to think of it. A lot of it, I think, might have had to do with the fact that I was struggling to get out of that. You know, especially in the 60s.
What was that like, your struggle? What would that be like?
Well, I'm a smart behind in the first place, so I think I could beat it. I thought I could. So that was the problem. You can't beat it because the idea is to be messed up. You pay a lot of money to be wrecked. You know, let's get wrecked. Let's get bombed. So if you're wrecked and bombed, you do wrecked and bombed things. Right. And so that's when I realized that.
You know, I mean,
time to quit.
Talk about, though, I mean, in all artists, I don't care whether they're painting or whether they're writing music or whether they're performing on stage, a lot of them are doing it because they're tortured in their personal life. I mean, I always told my mom, because she asked, I played music, and she always asked why I brought in what she would call strays. I said, Mom, there's a straight line. Accountants are over here. Great musicians are over here. Yeah. The closer you get over here, the less they can play over there. It just is what it is.
It's a balance.
It is a balance. Why is that?
I mean, crazy is a prerequisite in entertainment. Crazy
is a prerequisite.
In entertainment, but at the same time, you can't be crazy and take care of business. You know, people went to school to know. So they prey on you while you dreaming of being a star. You got accountants and lawyers that went to school to do this.
Taking care of that stuff. So when did you first know growing up in North Carolina that you wanted to do music?
Around 56 when I heard Frankie Lyman singing Why the Fools Fall in Love.
That's a good...
I wanted to be... I lived in Jersey.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that, and every kid in every school had a group. Brooklyn was loaded with... New York was loaded. Jersey was loaded.
So you're born in North Carolina, you moved in Jersey, reared in Jersey, and you started to do what, kid?
Parliaments, back in the days when... Who wrote the Book of Love? Through the Four Seasons, and right on through the Motown.
Yeah.
Right on into the 70s where we took over.
So, yeah, you guys took over, and obviously you influenced people like Prince and so many others. Who was your biggest influence? Musically, who was the one that really pushed you?
Probably Motown, really. I worked there. Then Sly Stone and the Beatles.
Yeah.
That would have been, that was the round off. I worked at the Brill Building.
Yeah.
And I went up down Broadway, so I know all of that era. But actually, when Motown came along, you know, it was it. That was it.
Yeah.
And I used to go to the Murray K shows here. And, you know, all those shows, Apollo and the RKO. Those was my things. But when Motown showed up, and then the English invasion, all of that, I went into all of that.
Crazy.
But then rock and roll came along. I mean, funk, that was our version. James Brown, Bootsy, Horny Horns, Fred Wesley, Maceo. We had our day. Then hip-hop came along. Those are like our kids. Yeah. Funk is the DNA for hip-hop.
So 40 R&B hit singles, 3 #1 R&B singles, 3 platinum albums. You were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. Is there a particular song or a particular album that you look back after all these years and you go, man, I was really onto something there. I was bending it hard there.
You know, since I've been on this book tour, I had to focus on that a lot. So as it comes more, thinking about it more, it's got to be Mothership Connection. You know, the Mothership is in the Smithsonian. It's going to be in the African American wing of the Smithsonian come this next year. So that has led to all of the hip-hoppers wanting to sample a piece of it. So it has to be Mothership, even though I like a lot of the songs, you know, at different times. Mothership probably is the one.
You enjoying your book tour?
I'm having a ball. This is like a hit record. We got 5 songs in the book. And if you take your phone... And,
no, I don't believe you.
And yes, I do. Take a picture of this cover. You have to download the app, Blipper. And when you do 5 songs, videos.
Blip this book.
That's amazing.
It's new technology.
All right, man.
Well, that would be something. The book is Brothers Be, Yo Like George, Ain't That Funkin Kinda Hard on You.
I say I was hard when I started. I'll be hard when I get through.
Okay, George Clinton, thank you very much.
More Morning Joe.